Welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. I am Deepika Valecha. Today we will be learning about a subject called auditing, in which a topic which is audit documentation. An auditor of a company or a firm or an organization is a qualified chartered accountant who has to check the documents or financial statements to give the true and fair view of books of accounts, in which he needs to check various documents, vouchers, transactions, and also different registers and books to come up with the opinion like whether the financial statements are prepared properly or not. So with this regards only, we have a topic which is called audit documentation. Now, coming to the audit documentation, firstly we need to understand what exactly an auditor is supposed to do when he is going to do an audit of a company. So basically, he needs to make some or the other planning for starting up with his code of work of audit. Now, basically it is termed as audit planning. Now, what exactly the mean word planning refers to? Planning refers to a work which we will term it as like a particular work which we are going to do, how to do, when to do, who is going to do it, and where that particular work is to be conducted. So for a purpose of audit planning, we can say an auditor is going to develop a particular plan of action, a particular audit plan, where he will be determining the scope of audit and who is going to do a particular work, how the work is going to be performed, which type of audit is going to be taken into consideration. Like it may be a possibility where large number of transactions are involved, where the scale of business is very large. The auditor will go for continuous audit process. So here he will be going to make a proper planning, like how, when, how, and who is going to what, and who is going to do a audit. So in audit planning is a very first step in the procedure, in the audit procedure. Here there are different objectives of audit planning, which includes it ensures an appropriate attention is to be devoted and important areas of audit. He should ensure that potential problems which are promptly identified. And also audit planning ensures that the work is completed quickly and all the audit staffs are properly utilized while conduct of an audit. There should be a coordination between the audit staff and the client staff. So here in audit planning, many factors are to be considered before creating a proper plan of action. There are many things to be considered before going for an audit work. Here we will be considering what are the different factors which are very important for the purpose of audit planning. First of all, we need to check the terms of audit engagement. Now, what exactly it means? It means we have to check whether what are the different points to be considered in the course of audit. Like it includes scope of audit work, it includes type of audit, which type of audit is required by the client as well, what is the area of study, how many branches to be covered if there is a branch system in client's business. So all the necessary things have been decided in the first step, that is terms of audit engagement. In this step, and also the remuneration of auditor is also decided as per the scope of his work. Coming to the second point, we have to consider the nature and type of audit. Which type of audit is required? If it is a banking company, so compulsory audit is must, and he is supposed to check the rules and regulations of the Banking Companies Act and RBI Act as well. If it is an insurance company, so he has to comply with the rules and regulations issued by IRDA. And all the different acts will be applicable as per the business of the client and also the type of audit. Say for example, a company which is having large number of large number of transactions on a daily basis. So here a company is required to go for continuous audit, because if a company is opting for the final audit, then it will be very difficult for a auditor to check all the transactions thoroughly in one go. So it is very important to decide upon, on the basis of transactions, on the basis of scale of business, how many which type of audit is required. Coming to the next point, which is legal provisions applicable. As I already informed you, what are the legal provisions which are applicable to client's business that is required to be checked. Say for example, if it is a partnership firm, he has to check the partnership deed, and also he has to comply with all the regulations of Partnership Act 1932, and in case of Partner Maharashtra, different Partnership Act is applicable. Same it goes with Companies Act as well. If it is a limited company, if it is a private company, or if it is a public limited company, he has to check with the companies the rules and provisions applicable for Companies Act 2013. Coming to the next point, which is accounting policies adopted by the client. Now there are different methods, like we have single entry system, we have double entry system of accounting. Which are the accounting policies which are adopted by the client, whether the proper information technology, that is IT related softwares and etc. are used in the client's business for accounting or not, whether all the transactions are recorded manually, whether proper vouchers are recorded, have been prepared for each and every transaction, whether double entry system where proper ledgers are recorded or not. Everything we have to check what are the rules and regulations a client is still now the client is adopting. Next is verification of internal control system. Internal control refers to rules, regulations, discipline, law and order, and maintenance of administration in an organization by the board of directors, or else you can say by the management of the company. So internal control basically refers to if proper discipline is there in the organization, the work is performed well by an employees, and responsibility is properly fulfilled by the employees on time. So it refers that there is a proper system of control in the organization. If as you might be aware, if there is a proper system or a discipline, the chances of errors and frauds in that particular organization will be less as compared to that of the other organizations. So if the internal control system of a particular company is good, then the auditor will rely upon that internal control system for the purpose of his audit work. He can decide upon the level of trust he can maintain for that particular company, so that he can choose the methods used for auditing. He may go for sampling techniques if he feels like internal control system of particular company is good enough, so there the chances of errors are less. Coming to the next point, which is nature and extent of evidence to be obtained. If the auditor is required to maintain a particular level where he or she is opting for finding out the level of evidence required for the purpose of any kind of a fraud or manipulation occurring in the books of accounts. So he need to decide upon the level of significance level, like how much is the tolerable level of error or fraud which will not affect the financial statements in the long run. So that also we need to check, because this is very important topic in before conduct of a audit only, and on that basis only the work of auditor will be decided upon. Coming to the next, which is involvement of experts. Auditor is expert in terms of financial records, financial accounting and all. He is not expert in terms of, say for example, it may be valuation of land, it may be valuation of precious metals or gold or some other investments and all. So here, for the purpose of valuation of assets which are precious one, an auditor is required to take the help from the experts, and he can rely upon the judgment of the experts for the purpose of valuation of the assets. So for that purpose he also decide the level of significance for involvement of the experts in the valuation process. Next is coordination with the staff. It is very important that the auditor should also maintain and also divide the work among the various staff in such a way that there should be the coordination between the seniors and also the newly joined people in the organization, so that the work of the audit, the conduct of the work should be smooth enough. And also he should also check whether the coordination between the audit staff and that of with the client staff, it should be good enough. Coming to the next point, which is audit program. Now after doing the proper planning and audit, an auditor is required to make a proper program as well. Now what is programming? Programming, it refers to a detailed plan of the audit work to be performed, specifying the procedure to be followed in verification of assets and liabilities and all the items of the financial statements to give an opinion in a particular time period. See, audit program should be time framed program. Say here he will be specifying each and everything in detail. Who is going to do, what are the responsibilities of the particular person, in which particular time duration this particular work should be performed, and who is going to perform. Everything is planned and everything is recorded in a systematic manner. So audit program helps an auditor and also the audit staff to conduct the audit smoothly. It's a kind of a roadmap which can be followed in the course of audit work, so that newly joined people or the articles of the auditor will also get the information about the work, how the work is going to be performed. So it will be very helpful for the audit staff to conduct the audit smoothly. Next, we have factors to be considered while preparing the audit program. We need to check the legal provisions applicable to the client's business. We have already discussed while learning about the audit planning, legal provisions are very important to be considered for each and every business, because there are different types of organizations, and for the different types of organizations legal provisions will be different enough. Then we have accounting policies and systems followed by the client. We need to check this as well. We need to check the arithmetical accuracy level. We need to evaluate the internal control system, and also importantly we need to check the past records and audit reports of the client before making the audit program. An auditor will also get the kind of a help from the past records, because he can check what was the system, which was the what were the points which were considered for making the audit program in the past records, which will be helpful for an auditor to frame the audit program for the current year. Now coming to the next, what are the different contents of audit program? First of all, an auditor can conduct the many companies audit at a time. He can conduct 20 companies audit in a particular financial year. So he should mention a name of the client and the accounting year for which he is preparing the audit program on the very first page, because it will give us the idea for which client this audit program belongs to, and also for which accounting year. Then we need to mention the proper audit procedure, like from zero, like from basic voucher entry till the finalization of accounts, the system and the procedure how audit is going to be performed, that should be mentioned. And more importantly, we need to mention the allocation of the authority and responsibility, because responsibility and authority goes hand in hand. So we need to allocate the responsibility of the particular work to the different audit staff, and make sure that he has to make sure that the distribution of the audit work is between the different people is proper. And also he needs to mention the schedule of work, because if it is in case of continuous audit, he needs to check whether over the period of 1 year the work of audit is properly scheduled and has been performed by his staff. Now coming to the advantages of audit program, there are various advantages which I have already explained here. We will be getting proper instructions from the audit program. It works as a checklist for the audit staff, and also the proper division of work is done between the audit staff. Here an auditor can make the supervision of his work, like he has already distributed the work among different people. Now he can also, with the help of that audit program only, he can supervise whether the work is being performed by a particular person or not. We can also fix the responsibility on that person, like this was the work which is allotted to you, you were supposed to complete the same within a particular time duration, but you have not completed. So we can fix the responsibilities if we do have a proper audit program with us. And also it acts as an evidence in the court of law while conducting an audit. Audit program is very important because it can act as an evidence in case of any qualified report. And also it also acts as a future planning, being as for the purpose of preparation of the next year's audit program, a person can rely upon the past year's records. So that's why it can be a base for the future planning. For the conduct of an efficient audit program, audit work and audit planning and programming is must. Now coming to the disadvantages of audit program. See, it is good enough to maintain a proper layout or a roadmap for which where an audit staff gets the proper steps how he is going to do the work. But there are some disadvantages as well, because here an audit staff will kind of a rigid on a particular roadmap. He or she will not apply his or her knowledge on that. It may be mechanical, it will be like, it can be a rigid enough work, and people will try to, as the deadlines will be given in the audit program, people will try to complete the work hurriedly without giving their proper time or accuracy for that particular work. And also audit program is suitable for the large scale organizations. It is not suitable for the small or companies where the scope of audit work is very limited. And also it is lack of uniformity of audit programs, because we do have the situations where we do have n number of different companies. So accordingly different audit programs are required to be prepared. And it may come as inefficient audit assistance may shelter behind the program, being as there are the possibilities where a person is capable enough but he or she is not allotted that work, he or she is allotted a simple work, so that they can say like, this is the work which I am allotted to, so I am going to do this work only. So there are the possibilities where people may shelter their work and they may not perform because of the rigidity of audit program. So in this video we have learned about audit planning and audit program, which is very important and very basic steps of auditing. Further we will be learning about audit working papers, audit notebook and documentations which are required to be maintained by an auditor in the coming series. So I hope you understand the concept. Thank you so much. Thank you.